The dance of two hearts in the quaint town of Willow Creek, where the streets were lined with cherry blossoms and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, a small dance studio thrived. The studio, Dancing Dreams, was owned by a spirited woman named Emma Carter. With her fiery red hair and infectious laughter, Emma had a passion for dance that ignited the hearts of those around her. She had turned the studio into a sanctuary for aspiring dancers of all ages. Emma's life was a whirlwind of pirouettes and arabesques, but hidden beneath her joyful demeanor was a longing for companionship. She had always dreamed of a love as vibrant as the dances she taught, yet romance had eluded her. That was until one fateful day in early spring when everything changed. It was a typical Tuesday afternoon when the studio door swung open, jingle bells chiming as a tall figure stepped inside. Emma looked up from her desk, where she was busy preparing for the upcoming spring recital. Her breath caught in her throat as she laid eyes on him. Jake Thompson was a newcomer to Willow Creek, a writer seeking inspiration for his next novel. With tousled dark hair, warm hazel eyes, and a casual confidence that drew people in, he was the embodiment of the romantic hero Emma had always envisioned. He approached her with a charming smile, and Emma felt her heart flutter. "Hi, I'm Jake. I heard this is the best place in town to learn how to dance," he said, his voice smooth like honey. Emma chuckled, feeling a blush creep to her cheeks. "Well, you've heard right. I'm Emma, the owner. What kind of dance are you interested in?" "I've always wanted to learn how to waltz. I have a wedding to attend soon, and I want to impress someone special," Jake replied, a mischievous glint in his eyes. Emma's heart raced. "A waltz? That's a classic. I'd be happy to teach you." They scheduled their first lesson for the following Saturday. As the week passed, Emma found herself daydreaming about Jake, replaying their brief encounter in her mind. She was excited yet nervous about their upcoming lesson. On Saturday, Jake arrived at the studio, dressed in a crisp white shirt and dark jeans. He looked effortlessly handsome, and Emma's heart skipped a beat. They began their lesson, moving through the steps of the waltz under the soft glow of the studio lights. "Just follow my lead," Emma instructed, positioning herself close to him. As they began to dance, she felt the warmth of his body and the strength of his embrace. Each step brought them closer, and Emma couldn't help but smile as they twirled around the room. "You're a natural," Emma said, her voice laced with encouragement. "Have you danced before?" "Not really. I'm just a writer trying to add a little flair to my life," Jake replied with a grin. "But I think I'm getting the hang of it." As the lesson progressed, they shared stories and laughter, each moment deepening their connection. Emma learned that Jake was not only talented but also had a kind heart. He spoke passionately about his love for writing, and Emma found herself captivated by his words. After the lesson, they sat on the studio's porch, sipping iced tea and watching the sunset paint the sky in hues of orange and pink. "Thank you for today," Jake said, looking at her with sincerity. "I had a great time." "Me too," Emma replied, her heart fluttering at the thought of seeing him again. "I'd love to continue our lessons if you're interested." "Definitely. But I have to admit, I'm also hoping to get to know you better outside of dance, Jake confessed, his gaze unwavering. Emma's heart raced. I'd like that. As the weeks passed, their dance lessons turned into something more. They explored Willow Creek together, visiting local cafes, hiking scenic trails, and sharing secrets under the starry sky. Each moment was filled with laughter, warmth, and the undeniable chemistry that crackled between them. One evening, as they strolled along the riverbank, the moonlight shimmered on the water, casting a magical glow around them. Jake stopped and turned to Emma, his expression serious yet tender. Emma, I've never felt this way about anyone before. You inspire me, not just as a dancer but as a person, he said, his voice soft. I think I'm falling for you. Emma's heart soared. I feel the same way, Jake. You've brought so much joy into my life. Jake stepped closer, their faces inches apart. The air between them was electric, and Emma could feel the warmth radiating from him. In that moment, time stood still. Jake leaned in, brushing his lips against hers in a gentle kiss. Emma melted into him, feeling a rush of emotions she had longed for. As they pulled away, both breathless, Jake grinned. Let's not rush things, but I want to explore where this goes. Me too, Emma whispered, her heart full of hope. Days turned into weeks, and their relationship blossomed like the cherry blossoms in the town. They continued to dance, not just in the studio but in life, twirling through challenges and celebrating victories together. Emma found inspiration in Jake's presence, and Jake found his muse in Emma's passion for life. However, as their love deepened, Jake faced a dilemma. He had been offered a publishing deal in the city, an opportunity he had dreamed of for years. The catch was that it would require him to move away from Willow Creek. One evening, as they sat in the studio, Jake revealed the news. Emma, I got the offer. It's everything I've ever wanted, but it means leaving. Emma's heart sank. What are you going to do? I don't know. I want to pursue my dreams, but I can't imagine leaving you behind, Jake confessed, his voice heavy with emotion. Maybe you should take the opportunity, Emma said, fighting back tears. You can't sacrifice your dreams for me. I don't want to lose you, he said, taking her hands in his. You mean too much to me. And you mean everything to me, but I want you to be happy, Emma replied, her voice trembling. If this is your chance, you have to take it. Jake's eyes glistened with unshed tears, and he pulled her into a tight embrace. I don't want to say goodbye. Let's not think of it as goodbye. We can make it work, Emma suggested, her heart aching at the thought of separation. They decided to take a leap of faith. Jake would go to the city, and they would maintain their love through phone calls, video chats, and visits whenever possible. It wouldn't be easy, but they believed their love was worth fighting for. The day Jake left, Emma stood at the studio door, tears streaming down her cheeks. Promise me you'll come back for me. I promise, Jake said, his voice steady. No matter where I go, you'll always be in my heart. As he drove away, Emma felt a mix of sadness and hope. She knew their love story was far from over. It was just beginning a new chapter. Months passed, and while the distance was challenging, Emma poured her heart into her dance studio. She found solace in teaching and in the memories they created together. Jake, too, found success in the city but never forgot the love he left behind. One rainy evening, as Emma was closing up the studio, the familiar jingle of the doorbell echoed through the room. She turned, and her heart leaped. Jake stood there, drenched from the rain, a bouquet of cherry blossoms in his hand. "I'm home," he said, his eyes shining with love. Emma rushed into his arms, feeling the warmth of his embrace. "You're back. I missed you too much. I realized that no matter where I go or what I accomplish, my heart belongs here with you," Jake declared, his voice filled with determination. As they stood together, surrounded by the scent of flowers and the soft glow of the studio lights, Emma knew that their love was stronger than any distance. They had danced through challenges and emerged even more in sync. "Let's never let go of what we have," Emma whispered, looking into his eyes. "Agreed," Jake replied, leaning in for a kiss that sealed their promise. "Together, we can face anything." And so, in the heart of Willow Creek, Emma and Jake began their next dance, a dance of two hearts, intertwined in love, hope, and the beautiful rhythm of life.